5 roaming squad, or some kind of utility to disengage or even actually counter-engage depending on the situation. It's gotta be a Ruby.
Yep, you said it. Counter-engage, disengage, even pickoffs. You find it all with the Ruby, and it's still technically a flex right now. Could be going to Dixon in the XP, could also be utilized by Drian, the man with the most unique hero picks in Season 13 so far. So that's why they really love the red side. They pick up a flex here, and they set up for a crazy pick for Drian. And if they don't want to go for a crazy pick, they can obviously just go for normal. Ruby in the roam, Ruby in XP, and then pick up another roamer. That is still up for grabs right now. What is, though, is the big question for Dewa. Arlets is up there too. But for RRQ, do they need a bit more dive? They need to pick up something like a Yuzong to try to fight these skirmishes, to sustain as well. The real answer will be the Yve, the signature pick for Clay, and the Lapu Lapu for Dawn.
We've seen how good the Yve can be. Good clear, good damage output. And technically, we saw what happens to Aura when you try and fight too early, trying to make use of the Faramis against a Yve, right? There's a lot of damage output that's a lot more spammable. It's a bit of the same situation. A lot of spells on short cooldown, a lot of AoE on the side of RRQ. So for Dewa, I think quad control, even more, can never go wrong.
This is a good fighting lineup for RRQ if they want to brawl it out against the players of Dewa United. It could really just happen. But again, the sustainability, the prolonged team fights that Dewa United could just prepare to take, that could possibly just happen for them. And for Dewa United, excuse me guys, we have
a Hellcurt.
A Hellcurt.
Oh boy.
We were talking about this. We were talking about the possibility of those cheese picks. The Hellcurt for Drian will be the final pick of Dewa United to wrap up their drafts. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. We'll get to see the lineup rating in just a few seconds. Arashi, walk us through it.
All right, lineup rating here shows that RRQ has a bit of an advantage, but depending on the execution, you have to remember, this is a Hellcurt with an execute against a team that is well known, very well known, to be reliant on the gold laner. There's a great chance that Dewa here are setting up fully to shut down Skylar and allow Watt to really get going from the early game. And we've seen these late game carries, if you give them a great start, perhaps like a 3-0 like we saw earlier, that could be an absolute nightmare for RRQ.
The drums of war sounds and the banners raised. They charge to this war, to this battle up against the gods for their playoff spots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 1, Dewa versus RRQ Hoshi.
They'll start slow for both junglers, and this is a must-win game for RRQ. They are struggling to just get a grip of their playoff spot. But they can start now against the gods. Oh, the damage towards Skylar is just way too much. This is going to be very, very scary for them, especially in the hands of Drian.
That level 1 cheese is just absolutely notorious, man. But look at Skylar, though. He's going with the Flicker, not the Inspire. He's lacking a lot of that playmaking tool he will require for a bit more mobility. I mean, I guess there's a lot of dangers lurking around from Dewa in the situation, but without that Inspire, he's losing a lot of that pressure, a lot of the threat in the fights and in the 1v1.
Oh, look at Drian lurking. I think if he finds a Terrify and a Stinger and executes, Skylar would die. But okay, he gets out for now. Everything's chill. And we go back to the full reset in the early game. Let's talk a little bit about this choice for Dewa. Drian is still hovering over. They have to send Vin towards the bottom lane.
Flash course there. Trying to bully the players of RRQ, but Vin is just so brave walking to that battle.
I mean, he's tankier, technically, compared to Drian on the Hellcurt. Look at the ambulance earlier, though. Bargain Hunter for what? He knows he's going to be getting a lot of assistance, a lot of pressure in shutting down Skylar. And Skylar, he's going for the tenacity. So he's absolutely respecting the fact that the Hellcurt is going to be a problem. It's going to help him survive a lot of this burst damage. But he has to itemize a lot earlier as well, knowing how effective the Hellcurt can be, even if you don't really get to snowball out of control in the middle of the game.
Look Look at this in the mid lane. Actually, Drian losing out on that skirmish against Vin. A duel. Spear of Destruction not connecting. And Dewa set up.
Flicker forward now. RWM there, but Lanaya gets the turtle. Yeah, the rail popped up, and they will move forward. Drian with the Stinger doesn't get the kill, but Lanaya taken down with the first blood. Shadow Stampede pulls Dawn back, but Drian, the Stinger again and again. The power of this Hellcurt is scary.
1-for-1 trade, but Dewa get the turtle. 2-for-1.
Considering the situation, I think it benefits Dewa for sure. This is how they want to play. They want to use it barrage, and this is what they're so good at doing. And the fact that they have such a solid front line with save potential and disengage, this means that Drian can be a lot more free in waiting for an opportunity. And you saw earlier, he was just waiting in the wings, waiting for an opportunity, and when he spots a free kill, he goes for it. Yeah, talent predictions though. Miracle, I don't like what I see.
Hey, I mean, it depends, right? Last game, oh, you're right. Last game didn't really go too well. Drian.
Shortcut, Drian is in big trouble, but he's a fast human being. The Spear of Destruction will bring Skylar forward, the Flicker forward as well. Shadow Stampede cancelled, and Kaze is able to run out safely, but Skylar, with the aggressive move and the spell, gives him that kill.
The Dark Knight falls earlier. I don't think it was used right for Drian. So it was just pure movement speed that he got out. That was insane. Case.
Skylar pulled back on the Shadow Stampede. He could be in next menu, but the Watt gets the kill in the realm now. Popped up by Dewa. Vin though, so much damage dished out with the players of RRQ. Case still trying to sustain the players of Dewa United again. An even change, but Skylar is dead, so that is a net advantage for Dewa United.
The utility usage as well from Drian. With the Terrify, but most importantly, the Dark Knight falls. If the shortcut is placed and the Dark Knight falls comes through, RRQ might actually feel a bit of pressure just finding the portal to get to these team fights.
Constant fights left, right, and center. And this time, it is all in the eyes of the turtle. The epicentrum is here for both teams. Could this possibly be a 50-50 for both teams? Shortcut open, none yet taken though. But Lanaya is pushed back, and this turtle is all free for RRQ.
Dewa, according to the keys to victory, they need to play in their Season 12 style. Committing into team fights is a no-no. They can always look for the top.
Oh, Spear of Destruction is connecting! And Rian is just gone! The Spear from downtown snipes him. And that is an extra kill for Vin.
So do you split push against global pressure, or do you just succumb to that global pressure? Arashi, they're going for more!
Vin is so aggressive, is being able to find these skirmishes. But now Skylar, with the Spear of Destruction, able to teleport up top and getting that Tier 1 turret.
A very welcome swing and momentum for RRQ, equalizing in the turret trade as well. That's the kind of power they have right here, but that's only available when no neutral objectives are around for Dewa to predict RRQ's movement. And if you look at how they're playing, they're always together. They know that they have that burst damage, and they want to really let Drian get a lot of resources. The fact that they let him, quote-unquote, split push alone right there, it just shows again how much they're willing to give up. If you look at the items though, Clay with the physical defense boots, just because it's up against a Hellcurt, but he went for the Enchanted Talisman immediately, so more spammability, but he will not have the same kind of damage we were seeing earlier from a Yi with like a full damage item though.
Look at that though, the ambush that the Kings tried to look for, possibly to take Lanaya down. Not effective for now, will be able to just be maneuvered out of by the Dewas. Both teams waiting for the next neutral objective. What power spikes are we waiting for? Drian has secured that corrosion site. Vin is in that bush. He might be smelling something. Drian, as a chip player himself, he should know that something is fishy when the chip doesn't show himself in the map. But also, it's a forced error. Look at Skylar, just free farming, constantly shoving these waves, getting everything in his way, while Vin stays invisible on the map.
The fact that Vin is just always in the wing somehow just denies the pickup potential, but he might be a bit too far aggressive.
Stampede towards Vin. The Tronas welcome as well to lock him in place, and he is dead. Dixon gets the kill, but Dawn with the bravest fighter jumps forward. Turtle now as the main objective, and the round popped up. Lanaya again. The retribution has been on point. The RWM trying to dish out more damage. Dixon in the back line. The Appraiser's Wrath will execute him. Lanaya, though, gets Clay in the process, and Dawn has to run for the hills. Irad as well, unseen. And Dewa again, winning the neutral objective.
And even the fight, I believe. Skylar wasn't there. The Dark Knight Falls was used as utility again for Dewa. Irad looking for it.
Moving forward, crash course towards Lanaya. He is immobile, can't move anywhere. The Brazer's Wrath will add even more damage, and Skylar attributes himself to the kill. Shortcut back towards top lane, trying to clear out the wave.
Wow, man, I mean, considering the situation here, I'm surprised RRQ keeps going for the 50-50s here, contesting always for the neutral objective. But Irad now making the aggressive play alone.
Pull forward, Dark Knight falls, Irad is gone to Skylar! A sliver of HP, almost get executed by Drian, but now Irad is stuck. He's able to move forward, getting the purple buff. He will do just that as it disengages, and almost Skylar
almost picked off. That was Drian with the execute too. He popped into Dark Knight Falls, had the stingers. I don't know exactly what happened there, but it seems like Skylar was able to evade with a flicker, perhaps an Abyssum step as well. But my goodness, the audience prediction here, you can see the Kingdom still in full force, 72% towards the Kings.
Oh, they moved back the Entropy, popped up RWM, but Irad is just eradicated as RRQ lose their jungler, and Dewa is happy with this trade.
Dewa are playing for the late game here. They're trying to weather the storm, and they're doing a pretty good job at it. 2 neutral objectives so far, and still a 1,000 gold lead to their side.
I mean, Skylar has been farming a lot, but so has Watt. And the longer the game goes, the more this Natan is going to have a lot more impact. It still feels like RRQ are forced into this neutral objective contest scenario because all they have are big ultimates, real-world manipulations, bravest fighters. If they don't go for these big fights and they go for the small skirmishes, they don't have the same kind of tools that Dewa has right now to immediately go for an instant pickoff.
He's there back in the backline. He's trying to create a flank angle because he can just pop up the shortcut, and you have 4 members just running into the portal. Ooh, that is going to be very scary.
It could be this flank if they find Watts. By the way, Holy Crystal Hole! Oh. Super fast atomization, 9th minute of the game. That's a power spike. Dewa doing a good job at that. They spot Finn. They can't even go for the ambush that the Kings have planted in the back. Their captain now has been revealed by Kaze. And they even have that wave up top with Drian constantly going back and forth. The gods manipulating these waves perfectly for now. Dawn, though, will be sent up top to clear it.
Right now, RRQ's main advantage is the poke that they have from the Yeeve, the AoE as well. But oh, there you go, Dixon actually not getting the engage. And now RRQ, they can play around with this.
Finn can still play, but it's pulled inside. The backline of Dewa United. Katona's welcome, but Dixon will be safe with the Netherrealm. Watt again with the double kill. He's just spamming the damage. Dawn, in the midst of it all, will die to the hands of Drian. The RWM is not enough. As again, the Kings slowly losing their throne.
The foundation of their towers, Watt
again, just stepping forward! And Skylar, the Crown Prince, loses his crown. It is snatched by Watt. Take a bow.
The Season 1 veteran, the god in Dewa United. What is a king to a god, he says, as he blinks forward and takes RQ down. Lanaya secures the Lord. Oh my goodness, Dewa.
That was a terrible fight for RRQ, losing everything. And Dewa takes the fight, they take the neutral objective, and now with the Lord at their backs, RRQ no longer can just push around and leave Vin to look for weird flank angles with the portals. Now they will have full control, and they're going to be using the waves efficiently as well. Probably trying to time all of it, and Watt is just still constantly farming. He's ready on the Divine Glaive, by the way, working on his final item. Ooh. Skylar has a 3-item power spike, but without an Inspire, without even more items, still concerned about the burst damage. He does not compare to Watt in damage output.
How are they going to withstand the siege? How are they going to withstand Watt in the fronts? Vin looks for a flank, but even then, every time he's been looking for it, he gets decimated by the Natan damage. He even can get close, he even can pop the shortcut, and by the time he does, he's dead. If anyone follows through that portal, they're dead as well. Watt has been controlling the team fight just with his pure damage now since the Holy Crystal and now the Divine Glaive. Arashi, what are the win conditions for the Kings?
I feel like they have to try and, of course, control Watt, but at the same time, they keep setting Dawn to try and control Watt in the middle of these fights, and they're trying to rely on Clay to be zoning, but oh, look at Vin!
Vin just flickers forward, pops a shortcut. It is in the back line of Dewa United. The entropy pop forward, and what? Just like the name says, he is godlike. He is unstoppable. And RRQ again, losing members left and right. Their castle is under siege, and Arad has to flee away, but Skylar in the backline just free hitting towards Dixon. Thankfully though, he gets the kill. Oh, he will teleport back towards what? A brave play! Skylar gets the double kill. The Crown Prince is able to create a glimpse of hope. Case looking for an aggressive play, but it will not succeed.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. The Crown Prince had to take some sort of angle to come back in this game. But even then, was it worth it? He got a shutdown, but at what cost? 4 members down for RRQ. They couldn't get any objectives over that kill.
But equalizing in the gold advantage, it's a bit of a small win for RRQ. And that's a statement from Skylar to the members of Dewa. You know, we're in the losing situation right here, but it doesn't mean he can count me out. He is still in the game, looking for plays, trying to make the best out of the whole situation. When it comes down to it, the only way they can counter Watt is either using Dawn or using the real-world manipulation. The problem right now is that Dawn goes forward and Clay can't really keep up and match his range to try and back the team up. So the fact that Dewa has been able to move in and out freely here, choosing where and how they want to fight, is what's causing RRQ to just get so confused. They can still rely on the global pressure if they want, but they have to be careful because Dewa can very easily force them into a fight. They do have the big engage tool because Dixon is on the Ruby.
And now it goes back to that waiting game. RRQ mounts a possible battle once again, and that battlefield will be set around the Lord. This will be the start of a comeback or the end of this game with this Lord. Look at that siege potential from Dewa with the Natan. Look at the pick potential with the Ruby. No ambush angle for now. Vin gets pulled.
I'm offended. He is offended, but Vin is able to just move away. Bobbing and weaving. Shortcut opened up, but no follow-up. They're not entering the portal, and this could be them just stuck behind. Dark Knight Falls pop up by Riyadh, but Finn, he secures the Lord. The King gets it, but Naya will be able to take down Finn. RWM in the back line, but Riyadh with the mega kill. He just keeps on giving, but Skylar again and again. He is the last line of defense for RRQ, the Prince, not giving away his kingdom.
The castle halls have been shook, but RRQ stand together. Somehow the captain, he was able to find a Lord in the midst of the battle. And Dewa, now their own kingdom, their own castle, their base is being sieged down. Watt sent up top to deal with the Lord, but in the bottom lane, Skylar, the Crown Prince, is doing work.
Now with less turrets, there's more space for RRQ to make the plays happen. And I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but Skylar has purchased a Radiant armor. What? Oh, he switched for Rose Gold right there too. He's swapping items rapidly. Man, he just made the craziest plays in the middle of that fight, and that's the advantage that Moskov has over the Natan. Damage output is in the hands of Natan, but when it comes to maneuverability, when it comes to the stuns, the output potentials, the Moskov has something to say about this year, and RRQ, with this change in momentum, now controlling the pace, can they find something? Can they control the map in such a way that they can deny Dewa's pick-off, Dewa's own pick-off and like surprise tools?
It's all about the buffers at this point. How do you face off a Natan? Not in an all-out fight. You need to go back and forth, kite him out, wait for that entropy, and then look for the re-engage. That's what Moskov has in the advantage. Once you bait out the entropy damage output, you might actually be able to win that out. But the thing is, Watt can survive that initial damage output and even the further damage outputs. He has a Wind of Nature in his item set, in his inventory. He has a Bloodwing as well. So additional shielding, immune to physical damage. RRQ will have to work together if they want to assassinate Watt in the back.
And that seems like the only option right here, because remember, the Netherrealm is still definitely a problem. And we haven't even addressed the fact that Drian has been an absolute menace right here. Always entering the fight late, just waiting for the right opportunity. And there was never any pressure for him to try and get in faster.
And Hoshi, we've seen different builds for the Hellcurt, but we've mainly just been focused on the Hellcurt for Bloisky going for pure damage, going for an assassination. Hold up, before we talk about that, a possible assassination attempt for RRQ. Ambushing, slowly but surely. It will stop for now. The Lord, another set, another location for the next battle, this time up top. But back to Hellcurt's build. It's an attack speed build for Drian. Golden Staff, DHS Corrosion, and the Windtalker building towards the Sea Halberd as well. But what is this build, Arashi? What is he trying to do? What is he trying to achieve with this build?
He's achieving a dueling presence. No one right now in the sense of RRQ can really 1v1 him. Not in a full-on brawl, but look at this. That's already entropy used up. Vin was able to survive there. Now RRQ with that information, when they just saw Drian on the bottom side earlier, what will they do? They can't really bank on being able to get a miracle steal like we saw just earlier. They have to have a different plan.
A window of opportunity, but that opportunity is so slim. It's a tight window that RRQ cannot fit in. Look at the ult, look at the entropy, it's back up again. It's practically at 10 seconds in the cooldown. They need to bait it out and fight instantly, that's the only way. But even then, like you said, Arashi, Dewa, they've been able to utilize Drian on the attack speed build to have that 1v1 presence, that dual presence in the bottom lane. That initial burst, though amazing against these squishies, he knows he's gonna be up against the Lapu Lapu for the most part in that side lane. He'll be able to dish out so much damage that the Lapu will be the one forced back. The Lapu will be the one making these Lapu will be the one forced back. The Lapu will be the one making these desperate attempts, and maybe even going and in the shortcut, in the portal. Skylar, Queen's Wings, what did he swap for that?
Wow. Seems like not the rose gold.
Dixon.
Well, towards Vin, he is caught. The Night Knight falls. Rian looking for Skylar. Skylar, you have to be careful, but there he goes with the Walker. He's gonna fight back, and he gets the kill towards Rian. Now in the back line, though, that realm popped up, and it is going to silence the players of Dewa United. But RRQ goes forward. Case is low. Clay gets one. It is down, and they run for the hills. The gods has been slain.
Oh!
And Dewa United, they crumble. Piece by piece, one by one. Erat gets Case. And this could be the kingdom slowly rejoicing. A mountain to climb, and they're up in the hills.
With the kingdom in ruins. With them backed up to a corner, they fight with the Crown Prince.
Oh no, Dixon! Immortality popped up, Skylar gets the turret, and RRQ will fight back. The crystal is falling. Okay, he will die, but there is no minions. Timers, Rian, 3 seconds. He has to respawn now. The minions will march forward. There is no way Rian will save this. RRQ! They come back from their atrocities. And the kingdom is still roaring.
In a battle that looks lost, the Crown Prince leads, the kingdom leads his army